everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy Tuesday. This video will be going up probably sometime at the end of the week, and I feel like I say that all the time, like I don't know when it'll be going up, but we're going to be traveling this weekend for graduation, and so I'm trying to like pre-record quite a few videos so I don't like leave you hanging. So I'm not sure when it's up or when it will be up, but when it is, yeah, I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I've been trying to upload in the morning, so then I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I just want to say we are at 87 subscribers right now, and seriously, thank you so much. I feel like I always say that, but seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like just like not that long ago, I was just trying to get like 20, or I was just trying to get 10. So seriously, thank you so much. Today's video is going to be one that I've got quite a few requests from people to do, and it's going to be a budget video, like a finance video, and how we budget, ways we save, and the main thing is how we became debt-free at 20 years old. My husband is 21 now, but we became debt-free in, I think it was like February. Yeah, or maybe like mid-March. And so we were both 20 years old then, which is like so crazy to me because I feel like some 20-year-olds, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a huge accomplishment, and I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but then again, maybe I am a little because I feel like so many Americans like today, and just so many people in the world, they're not debt-free, and they just have so much debt, like whether that be on credit cards or student loans or this or that. And so I feel like a lot of 20-year-olds, and I'm not trying to sound like better than anyone, because obviously, like, I mean, things could be different, and so, but whatever. And so I just feel like a lot of 20-year-olds are kind of, well, most of them are probably like going to school so they could have like student loans, or I mean, a lot of them, like, if I wasn't married, if I didn't have a baby and a family, I probably would be one of those who had like credit cards racked up. Or I feel like sometimes some like younger people, like in our generation, we just kind of want to fit in, and so we just want to fit in, and we want like the newest stuff, and so it's so easy to just add that to your credit card, and then like in 4 years or however long you get to school, it's like, yikes, we have a lot. So it truly is a huge accomplishment, and it just makes me so like happy, because I feel like it's just such a huge step to give Mavry the life she deserves. And it's just like, I don't know, it just makes me feel good, because when you get pregnant young, I think the main thing is people sometimes are like, well, how are you going to support this child? Like, what are you planning to do? And they just have a lot of opinions, and so it just feels so good knowing that we do not have any debt, and now we can kind of just save, and we can save for our family, our future, and we can save for our daughter. And so that just, I don't know, it just feels really good, because instead of every single month wondering how much we're going to be able to put towards our debt or towards any loans we have, instead we can figure out how much money we're going to save. And so I don't know, it's just a huge accomplishment. And so I finally wanted to sit down and kind of do this video. And if it doesn't work for you, please do not leave me any negative comments. Like, just skip my video, go along, because remember, it may not work for your family, and you just have to find what works for you guys, because trust me, this was not easy. Several times my husband and I would sit down, we would have a plan, and then at the end of the month, we would be like, what? Like, we did not stick to that. Like, now we have like hardly any money to put in savings. And it wasn't not always like this. When I first went to live in Mississippi with him, it was hard. Because first of all, my husband is an E4. He doesn't make a lot of money. You can literally go look what he makes. Military does not make a lot. But it was hard. Like, I remember rent was very expensive, and when you live on base housing, when you live in base housing, so you get BAH, we just don't see the money, so it's kind of like whatever, they just take it right out. But I had an apartment, and it was almost $1,000, and it was stressful because it all came out at the first of the month. And so I remember so many times where we literally had to like postpone our phone bill or do anything we could because it was rough. Like when that first rent had to come out, it was like we have no money left. And so it was just, yeah, it hasn't always been like this. And most of that is because we were young and we made some silly decisions in the beginning, but it only helped us. Like some stuff we would have changed. Like when my husband first joined, I was still a senior, and so I was living at my dad's house. And I remember we just had this, I was working as well, full-time. And so I remember we just had this money coming in, and we were like, oh my goodness, like we have to spend. And so we bought, like, I think my husband bought like a MacBook and this and that and this, and that money, y'all, it just blew by. Like we did not save any money in the beginning, and that's still to this day is one of our biggest, like, oh my goodness. And so yeah, I definitely recommend saving. Like if you have a fairly big amount coming in at one point, you should definitely save some of it, because then if you are going through hard times or you need a little extra money, you're gonna have it. Because we literally look back and we're like, we literally, whew, like I was living with my dad, he was living in the dorms, and somehow we managed to blow through like $4 grand. I know, disgusting. But it was just one of those things. Like I said, we were young, we just kind of wanted it all, and we were able to do so. And so then once again, we had no savings. So when we moved here, we hardly had any savings. Like we did not have a big enough emergency fund set up. And so every time something happened, we were like, where is that gonna come from? I remember one time something happened and our insurance wasn't taking out, and so all of a sudden we had $1 grand that we had to pay, or otherwise we were not gonna get car insurance or have it. And yeah, we had to ask for help. And so I am not here to say that we have been perfect the whole time, that we are perfect, no. So anyways, okay, so I heard this thing one time. I don't know who it's by, but it has stuck with me since then. And it's like, it goes like, you shouldn't save after you spend, but you should spend after you save. And I just saw my friend's mom posted that also on her Instagram story the other day. I just love it though. So basically it's saying, which we're guilty of this before, like we would spend, like we would have fun, have our personal stuff, we would pay our bills, whatever. And then we would have like $10 to put in our savings at the end, and then we were wondering why our savings wasn't growing. And so basically you have to, like, because we would plan, we'd be like, oh, we'll have like $200, $300 to put in our savings, and then after we would spend everything, we'd be like, oh no, we have like $5 or $10 to put in our savings. Like, this isn't gonna do anything. I mean, it's something, it is, but if you can put more in, then you should. Like, you need to, it's all about like limits and I guess like compromising with your money, kind of like, hey, if I'm gonna do this, I need to like save. Like, I don't know, like personally it just like excites me to see our savings like grow and grow and grow. And maybe that's a mom thing, I don't know, whatever. But it's just like exciting, because it's like, I feel like it's just such a huge accomplishment, like just seeing that number just like grow and grow and grow. And it's like, I just feel like it helps me feel so like secure and much more stable, and it just like, it makes me feel happier. Like, I know as crazy as that may seem, because it's like, if something happens, we're not going to be reaching out to our family members. We don't have to go take out a loan. We don't have to stay up all night stressing out, because like a year ago, not long ago, I was getting medical bills after medical bills because it was saying my husband's insurance was not, basically Humana, TRICARE, whatever, they're a mess sometimes. So I kept getting bills and it was like, you have to pay this or whatever. And it was stressful. I would literally stay up all night just like stressing out because once again, we did not have a big savings then. And so I would just be like, oh my goodness, like what are we gonna do? And they would just keep coming and coming. And I would call, try to decline them, and it would get rejected, sent back to me. There was like due dates, and I was just like, oh my goodness. And thankfully we got them taken care of. Oh my goodness, fingers crossed. I better not get one in the mail. Like even for my birth, like when you're in the military, births are free. I even got billed for that. And like even though I knew insurance should cover it, it still just stresses you out. And so it's just so nice to have security and whatnot. And so basically though, in this video, I'm going to go over the way we kind of budget and just like what we kind of write down and how we do it and just all that. This video could be a mess, I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you have any other questions, you can let me know. But before we get started, I'm going to show you a Facebook page that I would love for you guys to go follow or like. I think you can just like it or whatever. And no, I'm not like promoting this or anything. I'm just saying it is definitely nice to have any help you can get. And so this is the page. It is this right here. I will leave it linked in my description box below. But actually my mother-in-law is a certified financial planner, and my father-in-law now works with her, and so they like, she has her own business or whatever, and now he is working with her. But so it's Life Strategies Financial Partners, and basically they just like post on here, and I think it's like great for like younger people especially, and it can also be like geared towards the military, so you guys should definitely just go like that. Once again, I'm not promoting it. This is a video to help y'all. I'm not getting anything for it. I'm just trying to help y'all. And so they're just different like posts about like if you need life insurance, or like if you're like a parent, like retirement, like right here is motherhood the reason for the gender pay gap. So there's just like a lot, and it will help you, like a guide to health insurance for retirees. And like I said, like you just have to like the page, and when they post you can see it. It can help you out or not, and you can just move along. And it's just like a lot of articles. And if you have like here's one, can I ask for more financial aid? And so what business owners need to know about digital marketing, like tax stuff, like if you have kids. So just a lot of different stuff like that. And if you have questions, I'm sure you can send a message and they will get back to you. And so I would definitely recommend going and checking that out if you are truly interested in being like debt-free, if you're interested in kickstarting your journey, whatever. And another thing I would definitely go check out, or a person I would follow, is Dave Ramsey, obviously. My husband and I did his financial peace course at the Chapel on Base. It was free, and that was so nice. And so obviously I recommend going to check him out and like following his steps. Like that is what we did as well. And so I definitely recommend going and checking him out, following his Instagram. I know he does a lot of, hang on, I'm trying to look these up. I know he does a lot of like Instagram live or like Instagram questions, and so maybe someone will ask a question you have. But so he has like the baby steps, and his first one is $1,000 to start an emergency fund, which I highly recommend, because like I said, this is like when, and honestly I would recommend higher than that. Like I didn't feel safe until we had about 2,500, like 2,000, 2,500. And I know some people are like, that's not possible or whatever, but I still feel like if something happened, like stuff adds up. Like if something happens to your car, it's like, holy crap, like that's gonna put, like that could put me in negative or whatever. So I would recommend trying to build that as high as you can, like as much as possible, maybe around like 2,000, 2,500, and then pay off all debt using the debt snowball, and then 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings. And so those are like his first couple steps. And then once you do all those, you can obviously go look at more. So yeah, those are some things I would highly recommend going and checking out. Okay, so let's jump into what we do. So back here, I kind of have it all set up, if you can see that. And so my husband is in the military, as you know, and so we get paid on the 1st and the 15th. And so the way we do it is we just do like budget, and then so we'll go off of, we'll do it until like June 1st. So we just do budget and then until June 1st. And so we just like split it up. So whenever we get paid, we budget for that paycheck, and we just continue to budget for each paycheck. And I'm such a planner, so like every time I write budget, I'll write like budget until May 15th or budget until June 1st, and then like budget until June 15th. That's just what works for us. And so first of all, I'm a very visual person, so I like to have our checking numbers, our saving numbers, and then we have a separate savings account for our daughter Mavry, which this is something that I've kind of struggled with, because I felt like, I don't know, I was just like, she needs so much money in her account, you know, like we need to only save for her. But I don't think that's true. And maybe if you think it is, like, it's just opinion. But I was like, because like when we were in debt, I still felt so guilty we weren't putting money into her account. And then I was like, no, that's not the case, because it's like, if we're in debt, then she's not in debt, but it's like, it's still going to affect her. So I felt like we needed to pay off our debt, and then we needed to build a savings, because it's like, one day when she's 18, if we have only like a couple grand in our savings and she has it all, like, it's just not, I just feel like it's gonna just put us in a bad place, or it's like, or eventually we're gonna have to end up borrowing from her savings or something, and I don't want to do that. So I was like, we need to focus on us for now, because that will still allow her to be okay. Like, our savings is obviously still hers. I just wanted to have her a separate one, so when she like graduates or whatever, and so, or like when she's a little older, I'll allow her to start putting like her own into it. But so I had to really like stop feeling guilty about that, because I was like, no, like, we need to get good so we can be secure, and so we don't feel like we have to borrow from her savings, or feel like we're struggling because we're trying to put $500 in our daughter's account every month. Like, no, we don't want to go like back into debt or whatever, you know, because we're so worried about putting into her savings. I feel like if we're financially good, then she's going to be okay, you know? Okay, and so then we, I know, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. I need to stop drinking pop. Okay, so we write all that down, and then we write, and we do this after his paycheck comes in. And like I said, I work as well, 3 days a week, which my last day is the end of May. But so then once that comes in, I get paid once a week. I just will add it onto there. And I also babysit, and so, and I usually get paid in cash when I babysit. So then like I have cash over here, right over here, and we will be using that for like our beach trip, or we are going to Colorado at the end of July, so we use that for that. If we need a dog sitter, so we kind of just like to have a little cash thing, or like Mavry's birthday party, it's just kind of like a little security thing, and we just like to have some, we like to use cash to save for other like things. And so then yeah, so then we we'll put up how much we have for the checking once he gets paid, and then we'll write how much we have in our savings. And I do this in pencil so I can erase and stuff, because as bills start taking out, I like to change what we have in our checking. If we put some in our savings, I like to change that. And so then we write our bills up there, and the bills mean what is going to come out, like what is a set thing. And so our bills we have, I'm gonna try to be open in this, because sometimes I watch some of these videos and I'm like, well, there's hardly like any numbers, and so it's not really informative, I guess. But so we get stuff that takes out for our bills is internet, Geico, Apple, and Hulu. And this is from the 15th to the 1st. So that's what takes out. And so then I'll write the total amount of those bills, how much it all equals, and then I will subtract what's in our checking from our bills. So then I'll write left, and then yeah, so I'll do the left amount, how much we have left after all the bills are taken out. And then also I will write paid next to the bills once they're paid, so I know. And then next is credit cards, and we have 3. I have one, my husband has one, and we have a Star card. And some of you are probably like, what? I know, and Dave Ramsey does not agree with credit cards, but I feel like since we're so young, we want to build our credit score. And it's like, as long as you pay it off, it is okay, but do not just continuously rack up and rack up and rack up and then apply for a new card and then rack that one up and that one up. Like, don't do that. Like, it's okay to use it if you pay it off. Like, we pay it off every single paycheck. So we pay it off on the 15th and then on the 1st. And like, it is like, yeah, that is one of our things. So before we have any personal money, any fun money, we pay our bills and our credit cards, because we do not want to sink our credit card. We're trying to grow it. So it is okay if you pay it off. So like when we have like a personal budget, and so sometimes we'll put our own personal stuff on our credit cards and then we'll just pay it off from our checking like right away. And so yes, we pay them off right away. So we do have credit cards, we pay them off. And the Star card is a card that you can use on base. And so that is what that is. And so then I write the credit cards out, and then I will put the total of all of them, how much we owe, and then I will subtract that from what's in the checking after we subtracted the bills as well. And then I'll write how much we have left. So how much we have left after paying the bills and the credit cards. And then we have groceries that we budget for, and then we have a category for Eric and myself, so my husband and I, and then we have a category for miscellaneous, so like date nights, dog food, cat food, or flea stuff. And so that's kind of what I'm saying. You kind of have to figure out what works for you in that say, because if you're not strict enough, or like, I don't know, if you can't be strict enough, because if you have a miscellaneous category, you might not have any left to save, because you may be like, oh, this is for me to spend it on whatever I want. Like, no, it is for like necessity items. So obviously like dog food, cat food, their flea medicine once a month. So that is what we use that for. And so, or for a while, we would actually put money in our savings. We'd put it into savings, and then when we needed dog food or cat food or their flea treatment, we would just take it out of savings. And also some people may not like that, because some people may be all about what's in your savings, don't touch. And that's fine. Once again, this is what works for us. And so, yeah, that's like really what we do. We are just very visual. We write it out, and so we always keep track. So my husband and I have a set personal budget. And so every time like I go to Starbucks, or I buy these shoes, or my husband just bought a computer accessory or whatever, we just subtract it and we keep track. So like right now, he has like $34.30 left, $34.30 left. I have $5.75 left. So you just gotta keep track. Like after groceries, we grocery shop at Aldi's as much as we can, and we just have a set amount. We just keep subtracting, and if we don't have enough left, well, we have to dig in the pantry. And so it's just all about being strict. It's all about just setting boundaries, and kind of you just gotta do it. And it's hard at first, because it's like I said, like you may wanna do this and do that, and just, like whatever. You just have to leave room. You have to leave room for yourself to still have fun, or you're just going to feel like so down and icky about it. Like, it shouldn't be boring and gross. It should be fun to save. It should be fun to see you be successful and everything, you know? So just make sure you like set limits and boundaries, and just make sure you still have stuff like stuff set aside for yourself so you're not feeling like deprived or whatever. Like we're going on a vacation the end of July, and like I said, we're already saving cash, which I did have envelopes, but then they got wet because my cat dumped water in them. So I recommend, we don't use cash envelopes for everything, but we do use them for, say, so I had 3 envelopes. I had one set up for my husband's 21st birthday, which, yeah, okay, so I'll just talk about this. So I had 3, my husband's 21st birthday, our beach trip that's coming up on Sunday, and Mabry's party. And obviously my husband's birthday is now over, so then I will just add that cash to the next envelope that's coming up, which is our family beach trip. After we go on the beach trip, whatever we don't use, I will add to Mabry's birthday party fund. And so now I'm going to add an envelope for our Colorado trip at the end of July. And so I feel like it's so easy, because like, even if you just like sell a couple things, or like take some clothes to Plato's Closet, babysit, just about like pet sit, whatever, and then, or if you get cash doing whatever you do, and then you can just kind of add it to the envelopes. And I feel like it's honestly fun for me to see like the envelope go bigger, or like if you get like birthday money or money in a card, and you can just literally save it right in an envelope for whatever next event you have coming up. And so that is also something that has greatly helped us. Okay, y'all, I hope that this like helped you. I hope it helps one person. I don't know, I feel like it's very all over the place. I don't know, because I was going to talk about numbers, but I'm like, I don't really have any numbers to talk about, because obviously your numbers will differ from mine. So I feel like if I just kind of tell you the setup, then you guys can do it, and like hopefully it will work for you. And you can kind of see back there, so I have budget until June 1st, then I have bills, so you put all your bills down, how much they're gonna be. Over there, checking, savings, and if you have like a kid, so if you have a separate savings for them, or if you have another, I don't know, some people have like an emergency fund savings and then another savings, or just whatever. So write all of your accounts down, and then write your credit cards down if you have them, and how much you owe, and then write down like if you and your husband have a personal limit, and then for groceries, and maybe if you do like a gas thing, so then just write all that down. And if you're like me though, it just helps me to be visual and to see, so maybe that could help you. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you. Remember to go give that page a like, go follow Dave Ramsey on Instagram. I will leave my mother-in-law's Facebook page linked below, as well as their Twitter. You should definitely go like it. They've been posting more, and it's gonna be like more interactive post. Someone may be helping. I'm just kidding. But definitely go like it. Tell them that I sent you. Send a message if you need any help. Seriously, because that's what they do. And so tell them that I sent you. Ask for help if you have any questions. If you're in debt, if you have a baby coming, if you're young and married, if you have student debt, just ask them. Like, I'm sure they would love to help you. So thank you guys again for watching. Remember, when we get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. And so yes, please like, comment. I hope you will subscribe and stick around. Thank you.